When I finally show up, oh my God. So you have to understand this that I'm sharing with you. You want to grow, branding will make you grow faster. Skill and will is the first one that I addressed. But this one is a critical part. There are people that know so much than the manager of the company they work. There are people that know so much than the executive of the company. In fact, they are the ones that do the assignment and project of those executives. Yet, they are not promoted. Do you know why? Because they have not mastered personal branding. I was just scrolling on Instagram and I saw your post. You were doing, what were you doing? You were talking. And I said, this one is in my company. And what you said on that platform, are you sure that you know what you are saying? Oh, yes, sir. That's the way I just engage my community. Yeah, you have a community and you are in this place. You are working here. No. Come and see me in my office. All of a sudden, you will bypass the manager who have been using your knowledge to showcase his own brand. Invest in your personal brand, please. Oh, yes, this is the time where you don't need to wait for another 40 years before you can become MD of a place. Invest. Deal with your skill, deal with your will. Make sure that you are skillful, make sure you are persistent, but don't joke with this. Don't joke with it. So the question I often ask is, are you a branded product? Are you a branded product? What speaks in your absence? Look at the pictures that I have. Look at the picture of some brands that I have. The number one is, when you see the picture of a cross, what comes to your mind? That talks about Jesus. In case you don't know, Jesus is a brand. He says he has given him a name that is above every other name. I believe that the pictorial representation of that scripture is the cross. If you see any cross today, either a pendant in the heart of anybody or something that somebody holds in the hand, the first thing that comes to your mind is Jesus. That's one of the most branded products in the entire world. Highly branded. See Apple, see Dangote, and then there is one down there. If you tell me that you are not a politician and you go with a cap that has this thing, that day I will just say, up APC power. As a matter of fact, when people want to defect from a party to APC, the first thing they do is to wear the cap. See, I'm teaching you the concept of personal branding. That's what branding means. So are you a branded product? There are 5 things that shows me that you are branded. 5 things that shows me that you are branded. Number 1 is your audience. Do you have a community? Do you have a people? Yes. Who are your audience? Who are the people that you speak with? Who are the people that when you speak, they listen? What are you even saying? There is no audience without content. That's how I know that, yes, you are a branded product. Audience, everybody, every known personal brand or corporate brand that you know today have audience. They have their audience. They have people that listens to them. They have a specific place. They have a specific area. Maybe you are an accountant and you want to brand yourself. Who are the people you are talking? Are you talking to small businesses? Who are the people that listens to you? You are talking to small businesses about tax, or you are talking to small business about bookkeeping, or you are talking to small businesses about management. Oh yes, that's what I call audience. The second one is consistent function. Don't just function, make sure you do it consistently. Consistently, it's called experience. One critical thing, there are some traits about branding. One of the critical traits of branding is consistency. Coca-Cola has been marketing since 1881. They've been doing billboard. In one of my training that I used to teach, I showed down the memory lane of how Coca-Cola has been doing the same thing, one thing. They are on our billboard, they are on our faces, despite the amount of money they make. It became a brand because of consistency. You have to be consistent. You show up gallantly. Every time you show up, you have a particular way. People will define you based on your consistency. Nobody gave me Coach Wale. I sat down in my study where I'm talking to you from right now was where in 2020, I sat down and I said, from today, I'm no longer Wale Adejuigbe. I am now Coach Wale. And I consistently, any post I drop, any picture, any post I put up, you will find Coach Wale. Coach Wale. I created logo, Coach Wale. Anywhere I go, I am Coach Wale. Anything consistently. Before you know it, I'm going to family function. And my dad's younger sister, younger brother, they are calling me Coach Wale. I said, wow, this is what they call consistency. You know why people don't know you yet? You don't show up for something. You don't show up. When you consistently show up for something, you see, people are looking for what to call you. People are looking for what to put you. And what they call you determine how much they put on you. If they can't call you in a certain thing, they cannot determine the value of your products. They can't determine the value. What do we place on this guy? This guy is doing the work, but there is no benefit in you delivering skill without consistency, without branding. The best thing human do with skill is to use it. Understand that. So no matter how skillful you are, you must be able to add your brand to it because it is the brand that people pay for. Number 3 is association. Association is very critical. Brand rubs up on brand. It is time for you to say, no, I want to upgrade. I want to increase my association. I want to associate myself with certain things. I want to associate myself with certain people. You see, let me tell you what happens today. If you just decide to grant that the president of the country just snap with you, maybe you are in an interview, you sat down with the president and you are discussing. Maybe that talk is not more than 2 minutes, but they snapped it for you and you decide to post it. Something begins to happen. Immediately, your perception, the perception of who you are will just increase. And you will see, by the time people that used to pay you pittance, people that used to pay you 30,000, 40,000 naira, by the time they see you now, they want to engage your service. Then they say, no, he's rolling with the president of Nigeria. We cannot give him this amount of association. Very important. Very, very important. The fourth one is scarcity. Is scarcity. You should not be everywhere. No, you can't. You can't be everywhere. No. In the concept of scarcity increases value. You see, when things get scarce, recently we saw scarcity of gas because of Pengasan and the Dangote issue. And the same gas that we buy at a particular amount, some people bought it 7,500. Some people bought it 5,000 naira per kg. Why? Scarcity will increase value. So whatsoever you do, make sure, explore the scarcity dimension. Explore it. Are you scarce? To be scarce does not mean you are absent. Please, to be scarce means it is difficult to replace you. Scarcity is not absence of a thing. Scarcity is the difficulty in replacing. So a gas is not scarce because it is absent, because it is not supplied. A gas is scarce because there is no substitute for gas. Because if they gave us 24 hours electricity and Pengasan did not supply gas, nobody will queue. We have hot plates. We use electricity to power our food. So the concept of scarcity is in how difficult it is to replace you, or the cost of replacing you. So when you look at the things that are scarce, when you look at people that have branded themselves, one of the things they've done is that they have invested a lot in their replacement factor. So much that if they leave a company, the company can crash. If they decide not to supply a particular product or service, the people will be looking for them. Why? Because we cannot find replace. In life, anything that can be replaced cannot command value. Anything that can be replaced cannot command too much value. Understand this today. I wake up every morning to tell myself that every day. Wale, the day the people that are paying you can have a cheaper substitute, the day they can pay, the people that are paying you can get what you are giving them at a lesser price, there's no need for you again. It is not, it's why sometimes, if you ask me, I question loyalty at a particular level. I'm sorry, especially when it comes to transaction and business. I question loyalty because it does not exist at that level. It does not exist. The people that are loyal to you, I can tell you, honestly speaking, just get it. The people that are very, very loyal, go and check, is because what they are getting from you, they can't get it elsewhere at a cheaper price. And that's the way it works. You must understand that and harness it. And the last one is courage. To show me that you are investing in your personal branding, it's very, very important to pay attention to your courage. What does courage mean? I tagged it price tag. I put it price tag. When you have achieved this first four, the next thing you need to do is to name your price. It takes courage. I used to think that people can figure out the price of someone, a service, or somebody just like that. Then I discovered that no, nobody will decode your price for you. You are the one that will come up with your price and name it. Oh, yes. When you're about to be employed, you wowed everybody. All of them felt, oh my God, this is amazing. But they now ask, how much are we going to pay you? Hey, I believe that there is a price in this company. So whatever it is, that is the price of that position, you have lost the game. Even though you made us feel so happy, you made us feel so lucky that you came in, but you have just shown us that this one is so skillful. He does not understand the way this thing works. They'll just tell you, okay, we'll pay you 200K. When the last person that left, that does not have half of the skill you have, left by collecting 450,000, they tell you 200,000. Sir, he's so small. But you said that's the position, that's the amount we are giving to people that occupy the position. No? If you are not ready, it's you that know. And maybe 250K. 250K? Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. After 2 months of working in the place, that's when you know that the person that left, that is not even doing half of what you are doing, left by collecting 450K monthly. At that time, it would have been difficult for you to come back. I used to tell people, it is okay to call a price and people feel offended that you are too expensive, than for you to underprice yourself. You can be underpaid, but never be underpriced. Because that is one of the source of disappointment for skillful people. That is one of the source of reproach and rebellion for skillful people. Nobody is wicked. Everybody follow what you call. If I can pay you 1 million naira, but you call 300,000, I will give you the 300,000 and I will go ahead. It's business. That's why you must have courage. It takes courage to look and said, well, I think I want to be a partner in this business. I don't want to collect salary. From where? Yes, I'm ready to take 20% of the stake. If you are ready for my service, give me 20%. I promise you, I'm going to move this place. How many customers do you have? 200. I'm going to give you 1 million customers. I promise you, give me 3 years, I'll give you 1 million customers. You are talking, why? Because you are calling the price. But you know, naturally, when you call a price, people associate price to value. That's what happened. People associate price to value. However, you must understand that as you are getting courage to call the price, you are also courageous. You are bragging about it. I will deliver. I'm just trying to let you know. I will deliver. You know, one of the things I do is school administration. And a very important service that I render is I help schools collect money from parents. And sometimes you have some schools that parents are owing them 7 million, 4 million naira. And they are thinking, we don't know how to collect it. Okay, thank God you called me. But before we start, I'll take 4%. I'll take 5% of whatever I collect. Immediately they bring a calculator. They are typing. I said, you don't need to type. Do you want to have 100% of your money? Or you want to have 100%? Do you want to have 95% of your money? Or you want to have 100% of your money in paper? Choose one. I said, no, this is too much now. I said, don't worry, it's not by force. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to give you 95%. I collect the money full. So they are thinking about it. This, if parents go away, and then I tell them, if parents go away with your money, you don't have barrister, you don't have lawyer, there's no courts, there is not, you can't even trace them. So they don't have an option than to, because I make sure that it is the brand. And as I'm talking like that, I'm telling them some times ago, I collected 4 million for that school. Another time, I collected 2.8 million for that school. I'm using social proof to make sure that I'm convincing them. Why? It is not what I do. It is what I make them believe they are getting from me. Simple as that. I hope with this viewpoint of mine, I have been able to I've been able to convince and not to confuse you that, your career is very important and you have to pay attention to it. Yes, it's very key. So I talked about two. Time will not permit me to go further, but I talked about two. Pay attention to your skill and your will, and pay attention to your brand. Understand that what you sell is not as important as what you make people believe that they are buying from you. Thank you very much, everybody.
Can we give virtual clap to Coach Wale, please? Virtual clap or drop comment on the chat box. Just say thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. This is so, so profound. This is so, so profound. I mean, I'm blessed. I am so, so blessed. I'm so, so blessed. Thank you so much, Coach Wale. I think I will change that now. This is so amazing. I'm so blessed to have you speak. I've learned a lot. Personally, I've learned a lot, and I believe that a lot of people have learned a lot. Your opening statement, your skill is a tool, but your will is a state. It's really, really profound. You can be very brilliant, but if you don't have the passion to, to want to succeed in life, your brilliancy will just be dormant. That's why persons at times that finish with third class in school, I mean, I'm making all the billions of naira, while the person that had a first class is now working for a third class graduate. I mean, it's that interesting because the skill does not really translate to success. Thank you so much, sir. A lot of things you mentioned never underprice yourself. The most important thing than what you sell is what you believe. You make people believe that you sell it. I mean, that alone is a real, and I think I'm learning that a lot here. Thank you so much once again, Mr. Coach Wale. Thank you, sir. Do we have question? We have a few more minutes left. Question, just raise up your hand and unmute yourself if you have questions for Coach Wale. I know it's been interesting, quite inspiring, but if there are areas you feel is unclear to you, that you need further insight on, and I want you to be more personal this time around, please let's raise our hands up, unmute yourself and ask our question. While we do that, so I have one question, and I'm speaking for a lot of individuals that are coming to know more of themselves. For a very large extent, they know what they want to do, right? But they realize that to show your brand, you need some money. For example, someone that wants to go more into, sales, for example, and you have, great deals of, desire to convince other people, maybe in a sales deal, but you don't have the money, you don't have the resources to dress very well, because you need to dress very well to actually convince some people when it comes to, making some large sales. And you don't have much money to package, to buy, expensive or very good suits, because most good suits are a bit expensive as well, and you want to prove this brand of yours, to your partner or the person you want to make the sales with. How then do you go about it? So the question comes, where there's no enough, liquidity, funding to package your brand. How then do you to stand out, or you're outstanding among, your other, counterparts in the industry, right? So yeah, combining finances, you're not you're not yet there, but you want to brand yourself to be there for you to be able to win the various deals that will take you there. So on your journey, you need to package yourself, brand yourself, effectively well, right? And you need some funding to make that happen. So how then do you balance all of these things together and still project yourself very well out there, to make yourself outstanding among your other counterparts? So I would like your insights, sir, regarding this. Maybe you probably want to share some personal experience as well, how you're able to navigate these over the last couple of years. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. A very fantastic question. I can say, as this after this. Why that is very important, and I will answer it also with my personal experience. I understand that, at the point of you trying to brand yourself, there are certain things that comes together. There are certain things that comes to play. Money is involved, but it's not first about money. Let me try and look at it from this angle. Please follow me carefully. I'll try and just spend 5 minutes going through this. How do I brand myself even with little money? Number one, I call it steps. I have a formula for it. I call it steps. Steps, STEPS. What is it? The first one is your story. It's your story. You see, you must make sure that one of the things that you do, one of the activity that you do as a person in your journey of increasing perception of people is your story. Don't forget that, please. The first place that I worked when I moved into education, I moved the school from 84 to 265 in 8 months in population. And the amazing thing about it is that my salary was 22,000 naira. Oh, wow. When I started consulting, I saw that, oh my God, I have a story. Nobody wants to listen to me that, oh, hello, my name is so, I'm a school consultant. Nobody, because they don't have an antecedent. They don't have something that looks like it. So they don't understand. What I put forth was my story. I remember I wrote a book on it. That was the book that I was selling. And technically speaking, that was where some people read it, because you have a story. You have a story, and there's nobody. You have a story that's either a story of success or a story of failure, a story of comeback, a story of promotion. You have a story. You have an experience somewhere that is needed in the new phase that you are. Your story is very, very important. The amazing thing about this thing is that a lot of people love storytelling. Nobody likes theory again. Nobody wants to be hearing 7 keys, 7 ways, all these things. No, your story is very, very valid. It's key. It's key. It's very important. So that's number one. Number two is triggers. Triggers. What do I mean by triggers? Because when you are branding yourself, you must understand how this thing works. Where do the people go before they go to you? What the people that you want them to accept you, what do they patronize to patronize you? Because that determines your association. It's not money that determines your association most times. It is your ability to identify triggers. When I was trying to get into the school business to consult for school owners, I discovered that it was difficult to see them. Even when they're in school, most times they tell me the security man says they are not around. Oh my God. And I need to get them before they can see me, before they can hear me, before they can engage me. And I need the engagement so that I can have experience, so that I can now convert that into product and a lot of things. I sat down and I thought about it. What are their triggers? Who enters this place without barriers? So I partner with a friend of mine who became my friend because of this, who is a publisher. I can't forget. He's a publisher. He enters the school without it because he has been selling books to the school over the years. By the time he enters, the same security that is saying, do I have appointment? I say, I don't have. The same one allowed the two of us to come in. By the time he sits down, he's talking, he goes straight to the proprietress, not to the principal, not to the head teacher, straight to the proprietress. I said, follow me, don't worry. He will first talk about his books, talk about this and this and that. He said, I came with someone. I don't know if you have any problem in your school. This guy is amazing. So who is the trigger to the people that you want to meet? There are some triggers. They don't need you, but you need them. Because you don't have money. I'm telling you, you need to be able to. Oh yes, there was a year, I think 2015. 2015, I was making a lot of money by writing business plan. I was writing business plan. I think I wrote more than 16 business plan. And I was making money. Wrote business plan for somebody in Enugu. Wrote business plan for somebody in Port Harcourt. Wrote business plan for a lot of people in Lagos. How did that channel open up to me? Because I had a friend who is account officer in Skybank and is in charge of credit loan facility or something. And then because of that, majority of the small businesses that are looking for loans needed a business plan. So the guy was my entry point. He just said, oh, we won't give you a loan if you don't submit business plan, but I know somebody that can do business plan. I remember one of the people that I wrote business plan for then wanted to get amnesty contract or something. We wanted to get one federal government contract. That was the first time I heard. He told me to write a tender. Oh yes, I collected 450,000 naira in 2016 for tender. I was charging 100K as far back as 2015. I was charging for business plan. Why? The trigger. There is somebody they believe that they need to, before they believe you. There is a place they get to. You see, let me tell you something about trigger. The best Coca-Cola guy that sells in traffic is not the one that runs the fastest. It's not the one that is sweating the most. That guy selling Coca-Cola, just stay with the guy selling Gala. He knows that whoever buys Gala will buy Coca-Cola. So the Gala guy is the trigger to the Coca-Cola guy. Straight. It's as simple as that. The E is emotions. Emotions. You see, get into the emotional state of people first. Because 80% of purchasing decision of people is emotional. It's not logical. It's not logical. So even if you don't have money, what are the things that you can put up? What are the things that you can do? So I remember then, I didn't have money, but I have family. You know, somebody have asked me before. I said, Coach Wale, you've stopped posting your families and a lot. I said, my story have changed. I'll tell you, what all I had then will snap. Myself, my wife will snap a lot. So a lot of the clients that I was having there, they will ask, I saw you and your wife on Facebook. You love that your wife, eh? Because I need to relate with those people on the emotional level. So that they will not be rationalized. They know the reason why he's charging that amount. She has a beautiful wife. And he has children, he has children. Emotion is very important to understand this. Because the point where people make irrational decision and purchase is at that point. Another part about emotion is that no matter who my client is, I must drag a woman into that business transaction. If my client is not a woman, I will keep asking, how is your wife, sir? How is this? Then when I'm coming back the next time, I will buy a shoe. I will buy something for the wife. Why am I buying something for the wife? The day the man gets home and said, I don't want to pay Wale. The money Wale is collecting from the woman said, is it the one that bought that head? You have to pay him. You have to pay. It's wisdom, it's business wisdom. They don't teach it in Harvard. The P is practical value. Be willing to let people have a taste of what you can do first. Practical value. I remember back then when I was trying to get a lot and I was putting a lot of brand, there are places that they will call me to come and speak and I will go there for free. I will speak for free. Yes. Practical value. The way I will talk, you will think they paid me so much. But you know what? One of the disruptions that happened in Nigeria was IPO taking over from JIC. JIC used to be the bleaching thing before. But a very practical strategy that IPO used was that the first 10,000 units that they did, they gave it out for free. Practical value. So people used it and they saw it. They said, wow, no, this is what we want to buy. It's a value. If you have a product, if you have things, if you do things that is very well. I mean, there's a guy that anytime I'm busy to design my slide, there's a guy that I give the job to. He helps me to design my slide. He designed my slide for like 4 times. He said, I want to do it for free. Now, it's not doing it for free for me again. I'm paying. And I even like his own design more than mine. That's the thing. So it's very important you give practical value. And the last one is social skill. Social skill. You want to brand yourself, please. See, you will need to convince strangers, but your social skill is aimed to turn strangers to familiar people. Turn your strangers to familiar people through social skills. Find the man that knows everybody and stay with that one. The man that knows everyone is bigger than the man that knows everything. Don't be looking for people that knows everything. Look for people that knows everyone. Because the person that knows everyone will know someone that knows everything. It's very, very important. It's a social skill. When you go to places, be comfortable talking to strangers, meet with strangers, introduce yourself. And as you begin to make the small money, let me add this. As you make the small money, please invest first in your work and your perception. Before you start thinking of, oh, I think it's been a while. I want to buy a plasma TV. For a very long time, when I was making money, I was still using a 32 inches television in my house. Because who cares? How many people are visiting me? As somebody said, you bought a car? I said, yes, I changed my car. I changed my car to SUV. Say, and your TV is small at home. I said, how many people are seeing my TV? How many people see my car? I said, so you have to know what and what to put your money when you start making it. No matter how small, you have to know what to put your money so that helps. Thank you. I hope I spent 5 minutes. Amazing.
Thank you so much once again, Coach Wale. I mean, you've actually covered a lot of other questions that, I have, for this session. I mean, it's practical, by the way, and I also learned a lot from your own personal experience as well. Thank you so much, sir. I do have another question from our participant, please. Another question. If you do, you can just unmute yourself. Maybe we have 4 more minutes left. Let's unmute ourselves and ask us question. Okay, Dayo, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
And my appreciation goes to Coach Wale. I think today will be my first time listening to your section, and that was a great one, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and I want to appreciate my big brother for inviting me to this wonderful section. And I pray that God will keep blessing you, man. My question is, actually, when you were talking about mentioning your price, but to me, I was like, what if you mention your price and your price is maybe they can't afford it at that moment? So I will always be afraid, like instead of calling it 300,000, can't I mention 200,000? Or how does someone balance it in that regard, sir? That's my question. For example, you gave an example of someone that went for an interview, and during the interview time he was asked, how much do you want to collect? And initially, maybe as the example you gave, you said maybe the person that was doing that work before was paid 450, and he said, how much should we pay? And I said, anything you want to pay me. And they mentioned 200, and he said, it's too small, sir, 250. So how can we balance that in that regard? That for example, if the person mentioned 600,000, and they say like, we can't afford you at this moment. I think your level is greater than that level. Whereas you can mention your price and still, because they don't know your value yet. They don't know your value yet. So how can we balance that aspect, sir?
Thank you. Thank you. That's a very fantastic question. I love that. Let me say this. You must predetermine your price. Determine your price not based on the people you want to render it to first. Determine your price as a testament of your value. Make sure that your price is a testament, is a proof of your value. It is okay to be working with people that you feel that the price that you have, which is your own price, is more than them. You have two options. It's either you accommodate for them by maybe giving them discounts or giving them or creating creating another level of service at a particular level. But your price must predominantly be about your value. That is number one. You know, at that point I talked about it. I talked about courage. Courage is in you knowing who you are dealing with and your determined price. So as I'm talking to you today, there were places I used to go to speak to parents before, and I collect 30,000 naira, and I lie not, 10,000 naira. So people will package 5,000 in the envelope for me. To actually, is it not to speak to parents? What you even want to say, Seth? We can say it. But now if I want to speak to parent of a school, it's 250K. And said, but look at our school now. A brother told me one day, he said, I see our entire income. It's not like that. I said, it's okay. It's okay. But you know what? I don't think I will be able to undo that now. I don't know if I'll be able to do that for you. No, that's too much. That's too much. Okay. That means you cannot afford me. However, can I do a 50K for you online? Bring all of them together and let's do an online thing. I have a service for that level. But if you are going to take me to live where I am, possibly leave my state, to come to another state, to spend time with you, I'll buy fuel, I will take my car, I have driver, and then I'm coming to do what? You see, all those things are coming together. I factored my price with all of them. See, let me tell you something, everybody. One of the things you must do in price, this is not a class for price. Oh my God. One of the things you have to factor in when it comes to pricing is that you have to factor your emotional value. The difference between a poor person and a rich person is that a rich man has price for his emotional value. In other words, what does it take me to do this thing? It's not just your skill that you are good using. It's not just, a lot of people are disappointed in workplace today because they don't pay attention to that. You look at a place where you want to work and say, they can't afford it. And because of that, you bring down. No, don't bring down it. Don't bring it down. But they can get another person. That's replacement. If you know that, that's why I always say this. When talking about pricing, one thing must go hand in hand with it, please, is your marketing efforts. You must make sure that your propagation is intact. The reason why people bring down their prices is because they are desperate. If I don't get this, I may not get another one. It's a lie. It's a blatant lie. Improve and increase in your efforts. Improve your marketing effort, improve your propagation. Have a website for yourself. Go online, start speaking about something. Go on LinkedIn, connect with as many people as possible on LinkedIn. Send message to HR managers on LinkedIn. Join HR platform or Facebook group and be sending them messages. Intensify your outreach. You are so sure, I can tell you, you are guaranteed that if somebody says, no, your price is too much, another person is coming around the corner. Because desperation will make you reduce your value. Oh, yes. So what do you do in that situation? You can have a lower, not standard now, a lower version of what you do. You can say, oh, so let me give an example. There are companies today that sells premium, but because they don't want to reduce the price, they don't want to reduce the value placed on that premium product, they came up with a lesser. DSTV and GoTV is an example. DSTV has a particular level where if you want to buy decoder of DSTV, there is an amount you have to pay. But they saw that there is a market that cannot afford it, but they need that experience. What did they do? They created GoTV. GoTV came as the same thing, but they brought it down so that it can accommodate those people. And at a particular point, GoTV made so much money than DSTV in a year. So you have to understand, there are so many companies like that. Toyota and Lexus is another one. Toyota, Lexus, they are two different, they are the same from the same family, but different class. That's what we're talking about. So if you notice that the kind of people that wants to engage you, your price is too much for them, you have to do something. You have to not bring down the price of that service. You have to create another service that has a particular price. It may be platform-based, it may be people-based. In other words, you have other people that come on board, and it may be personality-based. So that's very important. I don't do, if you call me for training, I have a standard rate. And the reason for this is because, look at it very well, everybody. When the malls were determining the price of product in their mall, they didn't factor in that somebody that don't have money will come in. They put their price, irrespective of who comes in. This is our price. You don't like it, you won't come to the counter and tell the person out there and say, please, I saw 6,000 naira in this thing. Why now? No, you saw it. If you cannot pay, just do what? Waka pass. No, that's the way it works. Because if you begin to consider the people to determine the price, those are the people that give you the greatest problem. The people that didn't pay you well are the ones that use you the most. The people that didn't pay you well are the ones that complain the most. The people that didn't pay you well are the ones that will not value you. I know what I'm saying. If somebody asked me to come and train, I got there 5 minutes late. The man looked at me and said, you are not responsible. Why are you like that? Unknowing to me, is going to put 1,000 naira inside 1,000 naira was what he put inside the envelope. When they gave me the envelope, I thought it was a check. It was when I opened it and I saw it that is 1,000, with all the washy talks that he talked. With my training, very fantastic. He still came back to come and give the final roundup. He still said, but you came late, 5 minutes late. I said, They are the one that complained the most. So you have to choose who do you want to serve. Yes, because we are talking about growth, and I need you to understand. One of the reasons why a lot of people don't grow is because they underprice. It's not because they don't work, but they underprice. You dispel all the energy. After the entire project, you have nothing to show for it. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Let this training change it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. I hope that I think that's quite clear. And I think the practical example given also clarifies that.
Yes.
We might not, great. Do we have any other question? I know we are far behind our scheduled time. But all I can just say is thank you so much, Coach Wally. Thank you so much, sir. Honestly, I mean, my expectation is, is overly blown. I mean, I've learned quite a lot. Personally, I also believe that everyone on this call has learned a lot. Um, from you. I don't know, sir. Can you just drop um your social media handle, sir? Maybe on the chat. I believe there's a whole lot of materials as well that uh we can learn from. There's a lot of things on your YouTube, by the way. Well done, sir. A lot of items there on your YouTube, on your Facebook. There are great stuffs there. And I employ everyone on this call as well. After this session, it doesn't end here. Please engage those social media platforms and learn more. Subscribe, like, and learn more, on those platforms. And I believe our lives will never remain the same. Again, thank you so much. The
Thank you very
recordings of
much, everyone. Please, my Facebook. So when you look at the slide, you're going to see my Facebook at the footer. My Facebook page is Wale Adejuibe, and my Instagram is at Wadejuibe. It's just down there. My WhatsApp number also is there.
Oh,
Oh
great,
yes,
great.
so that's how I can be reached in the yellow space.
All right.
You have my Facebook, you have my WhatsApp number, and you have my Instagram at Wadejuibe. My YouTube is Coach Wale Adejuibe. That's it.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
Welcome.
much. Yeah, I'm also dropping on the chat box. Great. Okay, thank you so much, Coach Wale, once again. So it's a wrap for today, everyone. The records will be made available, same as well for our last session. Coach, oh, he has dropped off. I know for those requesting for the presentation slides, we'll definitely get that for us, as well as the recordings. We will share that with us as well via email at the end of the entire 3 sessions. This session also is live on our YouTube. We'll drop our YouTube channel for you to also watch the previous session as well as today's session. You can watch it on YouTube where the learning continues. And of course, the last session for this cohort comes up next week, Saturday, same time by 7 p.m. So don't let us miss that out. I know you've learned a lot from here, so let's invite other persons to be part of that session next week, Saturday, 7 p.m. by God's grace. So again, thank you so much for everyone. Have a restful rest of the evening. And if you have questions, please, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to me or give me a call or send a message to me on WhatsApp. I'll definitely be there to give you a response to your question, either relating to today's session or any other question. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of the evening. Bye.